Okay, Nabi, it was a hard-earned point. You had to hang on a little bit at the end there. I'm proud of you of the defence, of the way they held their shape.
Uh, yes, definitely. I don't want to say that we are happy to take a 1 point because I would say it wasn't the best result for both sides, and both sides is still in a title race, and we can challenge the title. Olympic definitely can be a title race as well. And in terms of the result, I would say both teams disappointed. But in terms of we got a clean sheet, I'm really happy because we reviewed the half season and then we found that we conceded 26 or 27 goals up to the round 13, which wasn't that great. And so from this perspective, we started to work more on a defensive structure and some defending tactic and how we can probably get a clean sheet more and not to concede cheap goals. And so far, I think this game was a second game in the second half of the season. We got a clean sheet after Brisbane Striker, which is a great. But unfortunately, we couldn't threat enough in the second half. But in the first half, we had two great chances, which probably we could finish off the games really well. And yeah.
Bez, your goalkeeper, pulled off a couple of unbelievable saves. There was one in particular that it looked for all money like the ball was about to cross the line and it was hacked clear. I mean, how impressive was he tonight?
Yeah. Bez was playing the professional level in Iran, and this is the minimum expectation we have from him is every single day and every single game he performs. And unfortunately, in the FFA Cup against the Olympic, he didn't have the best day, and which probably in the last couple of the game against Brisbane Striker and also tonight game, and he had a couple of pulled out the great saves, and which probably help us to pick the 3 point against Brisbane Striker and pick a 1 point against the Olympic tonight. Yeah.
Olympic had a big shout for a penalty towards the end. Looked like perhaps Alex Smith might have got a little bit pulled back by Yanovsky. What was your view on that?
Look, the beauty of the game is anyone has his own idea. You know, from the opposition side coach, the referee didn't call for a pen. Of course, I'm happy with that, and I probably rate the referee decision. But opposition coach probably he wasn't happy with that. You know, but we had the same probably the scenario in the previous games, and even the last game against the Socceroos against the France. That's the best example. You know, if you ask all of the Australian people, we believe that definitely wasn't a pen, but unfortunately, they gave to the France that pen, and unfortunately cost us the 3 points against France. You know, that's the beauty of the game, and we need to accept the referee decision. We need to respect and move on.
Got a couple of tough away trips to the north over the next couple of weeks. How important is it to consolidate what has been an 8-game unbeaten run and to continue that going forward?
Look, that's the top of the games that should be really difficult because the boys are traveling up to the north, and unfortunately, I hope that the Football Queensland consider this important things for the future and also for next year as well. It's not easy to travel on the same day and perform really well. And one of the team, Lions, I know that they had a game last night, but they traveled by their money and probably Friday night, and that's an advantage for that team. But unfortunately, we don't have that money, and probably we need to travel on a match day, and which probably we needed to manage the players' fatigue and tiredness as well. And it's a really crucial for us to turn up for that game and be fresh and we turn up with the right mindset. It's not an easy game at all. That's a really difficult game. And if you can pick the 3 points against the North Queensland and also the Mackay, we should be super happy.
It's all to play for. You're in fourth spot. It's getting quite tight for these 4 places at the top. There are, of course, a little bit of a gap now opening up for strikers behind. It's still getting very close, though. Are you guys in a good position to make the grand final again?
Look, what I would say before I'm talking about the Moreton Bay, I would say that's the beauty of the Football Queensland this season is the 5 teams, they is still competing to grab a spot for a finals. I hope 1 or 2 more teams pushing for a top 4 as well, because can help the competition to be more probably alive and be really dynamic. And we had this experience. I had this experience last year at the Albany Greek, and when you see that the 7 or 8 teams they're pushing for a top 4, definitely help the competition to be really strong, and definitely you can get the better out of the players as well. And from the Moreton Bay perspective, definitely from the beginning of the pre-season, we put the target, we want to go for finals. And if we get into the finals, definitely we are going to pushing forward to get a grand final again. But we cannot put the Brisbane Striker out of top 4. You know, there's still a long way to go, 9 weeks left, and anything can be happen. If you want to put 1 steps back, the Brisbane Striker is there to get involved. You know, it's not easy.